Welcome to the Hit List, episode 6. I think it's number 6.
Whatever.
With Matt from Providence. What's going on, man?
Here we are.
So it's been a minute.
Sorry about that.
No, it's after the National, we did the sort of our most watched show to date. So we have to try to top that going forward.
Yeah.
You made some waves, made some controversial statements, and people like that.
I don't know if I made controversial statements. I think other people made controversial statements.
We're going to talk about that in a minute, but yeah, like it's been like a month since our last show. You were doing a little traveling. I kind of was like dealing with this weird cold for a while, and I didn't really feel like
going around.
Something weird going around here. And then last week we met up in person to do something socially, which is the one of the best things about being in this hobby is making friends. And if you're on Instagram, you've seen this, but let me grab this. We went to the Red Sox game. You were kind enough to I don't know why it doesn't want me to show this, unfortunately. You were kind enough to invite me to a Red Sox game. It was a friend of yours who was a fellow collector. It was his seats.
Oh yeah.
And we had a really great time. It was so
much fun.
Beautiful night for a ball game. And we just actually, you know what? I think I got it right here. Here we go. There we go. There's us. There's your boys at the game. Enjoying a beautiful.
I caught a bunch of slack for wearing a Brooklyn Jackie Robinson jersey to Fenway. I'm like,
his number's retired.
The guy's number's retired at Fenway. Like, come on.
Exactly.
Man. If you're gonna wear like anything not Red Sox, that's in.
Exactly. I mean, no shade from me on that. It was a beautiful night. Red Sox won. Unfortunately, that was the game where Roman Anthony got hurt, but
better time, much like the rest of the past. Better times. Red Sox were doing a little better.
So anyway, thank you for inviting me. We had a great time. We had a nice dinner beforehand, and it was a lot of fun. And we got to do it again sometime soon. And then. So let's talk a little bit about stuff that's happened since our last recording. So you said some stuff about you didn't really name the person, but let's just say now it was Eric, who runs the Sanderson to Orr. He's on the Because I'm Carlos Friday night live streams. And there was some back and forth and some stuff like that. And obviously Eric is a local guy. And you were set up at a show in Dedham. I mean, this was like weeks ago now at this point.
My God. Ages ago.
And you had put some sort of playful things on social media about it, like I'm out in the parking lot, like whatever.
Which I was just I was getting one of the display things out.
But just talk a little bit about it, and I'll show the picture. It was the whole thing was all. It was great. It was not serious. Like we're not being serious here.
So they picked it up on the Because I'm Carlo podcast show. Great picture. Nice guy. Which I knew that going into this, but it's all good. So he said on his show and Because I'm Carlo's show that he was going to be at the next Dedham show coming up because I guess there were some hockey signers there, and he does a lot of hockey signing.
Yeah.
So I actually had to go look for him because he was busy. And I found him. And it was underwhelming to say the least. Like, he was busy and I was long over it. I'm in the moment rant and I get over it shortly thereafter. And he, he didn't apologize or anything, but he was like, yeah, what are you going to do? He had his opinion and, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So it's all good. We're
it's all good.
Saying right now, it's all good.
It's all good. Show some fucking respect for Ted Williams.
There we go.
But I mean, guy's a war hero. But it's all good. Nice guy. Underwhelming. They built it up on the other show, and I built it up on Instagram, and very underwhelming. And then, in fact, he came to visit me at the last show, Mansfield, maybe.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Hey, what's up?" And he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'll see you later. That was it.
There you go. All right.
All good. He's a hockey guy, and I don't know much about hockey, so I got a Gretzky rookie. That was it.
Okay.
But
and also you had you don't have to get into specifics here, but obviously, speaking of hockey, you sold that stuff in REA, that the stuff you consigned. Yep. So overall, that
So yeah, did really really good. Good
Good.
experience. The guy, I don't know my rep. I think his name is Tyler. Nice kid. He collects 33 Gaudy high grade. Yeah, I'd work with him. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's great to hear. So, all right, why don't we get into recent pickups? So it's been, like I said, it's been like a month, and you've had. We'll just preface this by saying you have some exciting stuff that hopefully you'll get from your PSA vault here at some point in the next couple weeks or whatever,
maybe,
and we'll show that soon. And I know what the stuff is, and it's pretty awesome. One of them I think we have shown before, but there's another newer one that's like really exciting.
Yeah,
but you've had some cool. I know you have had one in particular really big thing walk up to your table.
Yeah, I thought we talked about this, but
I don't think we haven't. No.
So yeah,
so let me.
Last Causeway show. Do you have a picture of it? Or
no, I don't have a picture of that. But let me see. I finally figured this out. There you go. You're by yourself on there.
Right. Yeah. So this walked up at the last Causeway Card Show. I forget the date. Last month. Yeah, just really exciting pickup. M101-4 blank back Cobb.
Can you hold that a little bit closer? There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's beat up on top, but I mean, you get a real nice image of Cobb. It's an early, picture image, action image of Cobb, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I did research. I want to say between PSA and SGC, there's 26 graded copies. Maybe there's a few grading, floating around in bucket holders or whatever. But yeah, not too many of these. And then it just so happens, I want to see a few days later, another one popped up on eBay, and the guy had the price. I followed it. He sent an offer, and then I sent another offer, and he took it. And so now I have, I think, according to both the pop reports, I think I have the only authentic PSA and the only authentic SGC.
Amazing.
Which is wild. If that's true, wild. I don't know how well you can trust SGC's pop report. I think PSA's is pretty accurate. Yeah. I mean, and then if you factor in one or two crackouts, crossovers, I don't know. But yeah, very rare card. So I'll have two of them. We'll see what I do. No rush to sell either one.
Yeah.
Not even sure I'll display them for a while. We'll see. We'll see what's up.
Nice.
Pretty rare card. Beautiful. But yeah, pretty cool.
Was the person that walked that up to you at the show, was it somebody that you knew, or was it just like kind of a little?
No, I think he knew of either my Instagram presence or like the shows, because he said he said he was looking for me, but I had never met him before.
Okay.
Really nice young man, nice guy. Maybe a little younger than us, early 30s maybe. Yeah, nice guy. Was looking to move it. I was shocked. I had never seen one in person, so
yeah.
That I remember.
The ones, we'll talk about it more after you finish showing everything else, but it is a really unique card in my opinion.
Yeah, really cool. So I have an SGCA coming in, which is trimmed, sharp as a tack, presents better than this. So we'll see. I'm probably going to keep one of them in the PC, and then one I'll probably sell. I don't know when or where or what, but yeah. You want to get into PC or inventory?
Let's do the. You showed one that's
PC. As far as I know, it's still just on me. I don't know if you're.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
Okay. PC.
Yeah, let's do PC because you showed that one, and that one's like kind of.
So one non-vintage baseball pickup. I'll call it a vintage basketball pickup. A third-year Jordan PSA 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stop putting away his late '80s stuff. But yeah, nice card. SGC 2, Ted Williams, 56.
And what back is that?
It's the white back.
Nice.
So I upgraded mine. Any of my upgrades are gonna be in the pickup for sell pile, so you'll see them anyways.
Yeah.
Really nice 4.5 54 Bowman Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this card.
Love that.
Yeah. My 57 Hall of Fame run continues. PSA 5, 57 Matthews.
Real nice.
Yeah. Really nice one here. 52 Tops black back Gil Hodges, PSA 3.
Really great.
3. Yeah. This is a downgrade. I'm going from an SGC 4 to a PSA 4 miscut. 58 Aaron white letter.
Mm-hmm.
Good color. Kind of a placeholder for a future pickup. But yeah. Cheap but nice. Really nice presenting. PSA 1 69 mantle. Just yellow letter. I have a white letter, but This is just the yellow letter. Needed it for the run. I'm in a nice presenting 1.5 will work. This is an upgrade. I've been doing a carousel with this one. I think I was in a 4.5 a few weeks ago, and then a 2. Now I'm in PSA 3. Really nice centered 66 mantle.
Gorgeous.
But yeah, I was in SGCs, and I moved this to a PSA, which is the plan going forward with a lot of my 50s and 60s stuff. 59 mantle. This is an upgrade from a dead centered SGC 2.5. This one, a little off center, but higher PSA grade. So I made the move to this 59.
Excellent.
And this one is a stunner. PSA 4 58 mantle. Just, wow. Really nice.
Hold that closer. Let's see it closer.
It's got a stain over here on the bottom left.
Oh, that. Yeah, you can. I wouldn't even have noticed it if you hadn't said anything.
Right. It's exactly right. I'm trying not to cover it, but the card is stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Cover it. The thing's beautiful. I'll show you the card that I upgraded from. I'll go right to that so you can appreciate it. Because the one I had was a 2.5, and it was one of those 2.5s that just presented beautifully, but this 4 presents beautiful too. So this is the 2.5 that I'm selling off now. It's really nice. It's really nice. But yeah, just
right.
Makes sense to hold it. So yeah. That's the PC. This will be the first inventory pickup for sale. Yeah, dead centered. There we go. All right. 75 tops Yount SGC 3.
Beautiful.
75 tops Nolan Ryan SGC 3.5. 73 Schmidt rookie SGC 2. Pretty nice too. I really love this card. 62 Maze. SGC 3.
Gotta love it. Yeah.
Here's a nice Bowman. 53 Bowman Robin Roberts.
53 Bowmans are second to none.
Really nice. Here's a local guy that'll imagine I won't have this long. 49 Don DiMaggio.
Great card.
Really nice card too. Here's the formerly mine. I downgraded. Here's the SGC. Yep. Really nice. And here's my 59 mantle that I'm selling now and used to own. Dead centered, really nice.
Great centering, yeah.
Same thing with my 66 SGC2, really nice centering. Picked up a matching with the 1.5. I got a PSA 1 yellow letter mantle. An SGC 4.5 bench rookie. I feel like I just show the same cards over and over again, but like that's what people like. So
exactly.
That's what I sell.
Nothing wrong with showing cards.
The rest, I guess.
Yeah.
68 Rose, SGC 4. His stuff's been selling ever since, the announcement. 69 4.5. 63 Bombers Best. 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. Nice. Another Bowman, 54. Gil Hodges. Nice picture. Another 58 mantle, another dead centered, but this one is trimmed.
Yep.
But it's nice. 58 All-Star. Got a matching Maze and Aaron. 3 and a 4.5. Here's a nice one. Contemplated it in the PC, but I had enough pickups this week. 52 Tops Yogi.
It's an underrated card of his, in my opinion.
Is it? Because I love it. I absolutely love that card. Here's my selling my SGC 56 Williams. This is way back. And selling. This was never mine, but
yeah,
I had a nice one already. I looked into it. And last, not last, but almost 70 Ryan SGC 6.
Pretty.
Everybody loves that guy. Havlicek rookie. Can't have enough of those around here. The last one I'm going to take out of this holder I got here. Modern pickup. Looking to sell it as soon as possible if anybody's interested. Second year Juan Soto out of 5 autograph red color match something.
Yes.
At least the autograph's on card, not a sticker.
Yeah, and I'll put your again your Twitter and Instagram handles in the description of this. Reach out to Matt.
If you're a Soto guy, great. If you're a Washington guy, great. If you're a Mets guy, great. If you're a Modern guy, great. But just not for me long term. I'm afraid he's gonna pull a hamstring and I won't feed the kids for a week. But yeah, so that's it for pickups. And I wanted to show this. I mentioned this to you, but I wanted to show this thing. this holder I got it works for SGC slabs really well.
It's great, yeah.
The PSAs rattle, but this thing is so nice. And if you get a big card that you want to display nice, so nice. Yeah, I want to show that.
All right. Well, let me see if I can get back here. There we go. All right. So I'll show. I don't have a lot of pickups. I've shown some stuff in other videos the last couple of weeks. But you know, I because we're going to talk in a little bit about kind of where we're both at, kind of collecting wise right now. I'm kind of trying not to do any huge pickups unless I see something I love ahead of the Philly show, which is not this weekend but the weekend after. And I'll just show. Let me show a couple of things. Just these are the cards that like made me fall in love with vintage baseball and vintage collecting when I was a kid. All four of these cards, if you've watched my last SGC reveal, you've seen these, but they're all cards that I've had these cards in my possession, either my or my dad's possession, for over 30 years. And this was always one of the favorite ones that we had, and it was this 50 Bowman Gil Hodges.
Nice,
and,
I like that.
And technically it's a second year because his rookie is 49.
Right.
The reason why it has a 1 is because there's paper loss on the back.
Right.
This was in a scrapbook or whatever of the original owner who owned a local card shop in my hometown.
Oh,
so
cool.
My dad and I are the second ever owners of this card. He pulled it out of pack. His name is Ken. He pulled us out of a pack as a kid.
That's
so
cool.
Always loved this card. I had it raw for a long time. I just decided to send it into my last SGC order. This one is a name that unless you're like a hardcore Red Sox fan or like know about baseball in the 50s, you wouldn't really know this guy. Otherwise, is Walt Dropo from he actually won this. So this is his 50 Bowman. It was always so clean. I was so glad it got a 5. This has some snow you can kind of see there, but he was the AL Rookie of the Year this year in 1950.
Wow.
And this has the back is very clean on this, and he also still has the Red Sox rookie home run record.
Oh, really?
He had this was like a great lineup that they had back then. They had Williams, they had Dorr, they had Pesky, they had it was after Cronin, but they had a few other guys, and Dropo was kind of right in the middle of it. He was the first baseman, and then he like messed up his foot and was never the same. Like the next year or something. But anyway, I always loved having that card, and then 2 of the 59 Fleer Ted Williams cards. Which these are not expensive and these are easy to find, but like if you want to get like playing days Ted Williams cards and you don't want to spend a lot of money, there's like 85 cards in this set, and they're all technically playing days Ted Williams.
Right.
And they're cheap. Like you can get I bet this probably like 25 or 30 bucks.
Right.
It's nothing. It's and this is a 4. Like it's in good shape.
Right.
But there's 2. We had 2 of these when I was a kid. You kind of see the backs there. We had this, and then this is the one that actually kind of has Ted on it.
Nice.
It's the Hitting Fundamentals one. I just love these cards, and I wanted to get them. I just wanted to have them slabbed up. When I first got back into collecting a couple of years ago, I had sent a bunch of my dad and our collection cards off to PSA. I hadn't sent any in a while, and I just thought these were 4 nice ones to send. And I had these like out. I hadn't like put them away like I put away a lot of the other stuff recently.
Right.
So just been thinking a lot about that, about those old days when my dad was telling me about those guys and what it was like to watch them and that kind of thing. My dad, I think, was a little bit young. I don't think he remembers Ted Williams, but he did see Hodges and some of those other guys. So that's that. I wanted to talk a little bit about, like I said, kind of collecting. And I know you've told me recently that like some of your bigger pickups and a few things, like you've been thinking a little bit differently about how you collect and maybe some necessity with some of the bigger pickups recently, and maybe you've moved some things maybe out of your PC and into selling. What's been kind of some of your thoughts recently on how you collect?
I'm sorry. So the SGC stuff is making me nervous about SGC, especially with the 50s and 60s stuff, because there's a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
We know that there's a lot of that stuff. And I'm big on buy the card, not the grade, but I also know how people buy, and they buy the slab, then the grade, then the card. So long term, for the 50s and 60s stuff, I'd rather be in PSA holders. Not that I like the slab more or anything. I do, but That's not the reason. Just I'm worried about the long-term value with SGC. That's just my opinion. I know I could be absolutely wrong, but that's just my opinion. And mind you, in my business, I have to sell SGC cards, and I have a lot of them right now. But I don't care. Like, my honest opinion is, now with the pre-war stuff, I think it's a little different because it's a rarity number, and those collectors like us, we don't mind we like the SGC slab. But yeah, I'm just worried it's not going to be around, and I'm worried about the value long term.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did, yeah. I didn't really want to talk about grading stuff this week, just because it's been. I love everybody I love all of my content creator brethren, and there's been so much SGC and grading talk recently and stuff that I'm a little burnt out on it. I don't, and there's only so many different ways that you can say certain things. I'm open to fresh angles, but
so I had a lot of SGC, like you said, like you want to know, like that's part of the reason I had a lot of SGC slabs in my PC, and then these big cards presented themselves to me, and I was like, all right, well, these rare cards keep popping up, and I can't pass on them. And I can't keep everything. So some moves need to be made. So for now, I'll bail on the SGC slabs, pick up the PSA replacements as they flow into my inventory, and then I'll put them into my PC, just like I did with the SGC ones. I mean, they were all pickups for the last 4 or 5 years since I got into dealing. So I'll do the same thing again. I'll just hold the PSA slabs more likely than the SGC, depending on what it is. Now, I didn't get rid of all of them. Like, I have a 53 Pee Wee Reese. Like, until I get a replacement, that's just not leaving. Like, I just want that card displayed around. Like, I love that card. I'm trying to think of what else. Another one over there. Carew rookie. When one comes in, I'll sell that one. But that was it.
Yeah, I think that I think it makes sense. I think that overall, where the kind of things are with the market right now is, I think that and we'll talk about this because we are going to talk about the big sale that happened. Like, I think that the trend seemed to be, I know that Tony Southern Collector and Mike Petty talked about this today on their video, that it feels like the mid and lower tier stuff is kind of like, it's not moving as much, but the stuff that's like the high end is like going
right
up. Like, whether it's pre-war or just like big, huge, iconic cards from post-war, that kind of thing, like that stuff is going, there's a big demand for that.
Right.
And the prices are reflecting
that's just the beginning, by the way. I think that's right.
Yeah. But as far as the lower and middle and lower end stuff, I can definitely see thinking like, okay, where is the value going to be going forward? And maybe it's not with maybe it's with stuff that's in PSA slabs, or stuff that's high, that's certainly stuff that's like higher grade, but maybe like a lower tier, like for example, just throwing this out there, like a PSA 8 Carew rookie or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be value, or an SGC 8 or whatever. Like, there's going to be value in that. Or
fine, because that's the card, and it's less worried about who did it, because we all agree like it's going to be close when you get to that high of a number, 8s, 9s, 10s, quote unquote. I don't know. I just it all determined if SGC stays around. I think if SGC stays around, it's going to be just fine. But if they get rid of it, it's there's already the gap. You get the PSA and you get the SGC value, right? Yeah. Okay. As time goes on, I'm not saying anything's going to go down. What I'm saying is the gap will just be at PSA's gap will go. The SGC cards will go up because they're vintage. They'll slowly go up their usual whatever it is increments, but they're not going to climb as fast as PSA. That's my opinion.
I think that's I think that's fair. I guess my opinion is just like I don't know. I mean, you're more closer to the trends, I think, than I am of this stuff, because you see it. You're selling stuff every week, every weekend.
Well, let me say this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's right on the same point. Is that I deal with a lot of younger people, and they are already boxed into PSA. So let's say they make the move to vintage. They're not just gonna say, okay, SGC is fine. It's hard enough the move from new to old. Now I got to change slabs. Not likely. So those people, the newer people that come in under PSA from new to old, from new to vintage, they're going to flow into PSA. I just feel this is what it feels like.
You're probably right on that.
I'm really going to work on that.
No, you're doing fine. for me, where I'm at kind of with different things right now is so that question about the big cards. I feel like as my collection, the way that I've collected has gone on, I have moved more in that direction of like I want the sort of bigger, more iconic card that I haven't, that I've never owned before, that I've wanted to own for a long time.
Mhm.
And there's two parts of it for me. The first part is, do I want to buy those cards at what feels right now like the top of the market, or is it that they're only going to continue to go up in price? So I got to get in now. And then the flip side of it for me again is that I don't have unlimited money. So if I want to buy one of those cards, I'm going to have to sell stuff.
Right.
Most likely to you. So
Right.
so
when you going to buy an iconic card and I'm going to buy an iconic card, I need twice as much money because I got to buy your card first for you.
Right.
I fund it by giving you the money, and then I got to do
kind of how it
myself.
works.
Like the dealer collector thing is tough. As I'm learning, so I talked to Mike Junkwax, and he said it. I hadn't really thought about it, but he said he's like, "Oh, it must be tough being a dealer." And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's what it turns out. Like I have all these cards that I can just keep, but then when these other big cards, but like you want to be ready. Not that I wasn't ready, but like if it just keeps happening. I've noticed this keeps happening the last year that bigger cards are coming to me." Probably just because I'm doing more shows.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if the vintage market is growing or there's more. But anyways, who knows? But more cards are becoming available, so just gotta be ready.
Yeah, I think my read on it is I do think that there's more of an appetite in the vintage market for the big cards. Like that feels like the direction. That feels like where things are going. So yeah, so that's what I have to ask myself is like, there are these big, like I now have I have multiple lists. Like now I have I have a whale, what I'm calling now a whale list. It's not even like there's all these different terms, gold cards, grail cards, like whatever. Right now I have like a whale list. And it's like the cards that like that under the normal circumstances, like I would save over the course of like a year or whatever. And I talked about this our last show that like I want my focus, I think, at the big shows going forward, like the ones I travel to, is I want to like buy a big card at those shows and then spend the rest of the time like being social. And so those are cards that now are on that sort of whale list. But then the question is like, well, by the time I get to Strongsville next year or the National next year, are those cards even going to be am I even going to be able to afford them then? And I don't know the answer to that. So it's a dilemma. So the question is, do I sell a bunch of stuff now and try to get get one or two of those cards at like that price? That feels like now it feels like it's the top of the market, but it also feels like it could continue to go even crazier. So I don't know.
A theory just hit me and it just,
Okay.
I gotta let it out. So
Please.
yeah, so I hate to think of the dark times. So like COVID came and then like the world got turned upside down, right?
Right.
In so many ways. And then we come out of that with baseball cards just to the moon, down, recovered, craziness. Just craziness. And then in the real world, there's wars and economies and this and that. So it just seems like things are kind of settling down now on all aspects, right? And so I just think now people just feel more confident to put their money somewhere or to buy that car that they wanted. Maybe it's not even safe money, just all right, things have calmed down, prices have stabilized, there's none of this crazy business anymore. Vintage is a lot safer than the modern stuff. So okay, now I'll buy that card. And without why would there be a sell-off in the next few years unless something bad happens in society? But we're not going to assume that's going to happen again. So I think cards probably are a safe move. And I mean, I know I like it. So yeah, that's probably why the big stuff's going up, because people feel more comfortable now.
Yeah, no, I think you makes a good point. And so let's get into then the topic of the dual logo man, Jordan, Kobe auto 2007 Upper Deck that sells for a shade under $13 million.
But just enough to be the highest ever.
Just enough to be the highest ever. So this happened a few weeks ago at this point, but like what were your thoughts about that whole happening?
It's all nonsense.
Yeah.
It's all nonsense. Just my opinion. Like a vintage card should be the highest selling card of all time. Like, what reason does this card so? You know what I mean? There's other logo men, and there's other autographs for those guys, and there's a ton of Kobe. I know he's passed, but there's a ton of Kobe autographs. Yeah, not a big deal to me. I think it's all nonsense. Who are the other bidders? I mean, the guys have talked about this already. Who are the other bidders? Who's the seller? I just don't buy it. I don't buy a lot of things I hear, but yeah, I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
So you don't buy that it was like a legitimate, like, hey, this was the auction and this was the final price. Do you think it was shilled up to that number? Is that what you're saying? Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just a moron, but I don't want to be sued by anybody.
No,
but
well, other people have said it, but
nonsense. Yeah, they can get sued too. Then. Yeah, nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It's they're going to do some index fund. From what I hear, allegedly, they're going to do some index fund, and this was the Grail piece. So locally for us, this is done with real estate all the time. This is their big, their big buy, their big splash. It's always going to be in their index. Like locally for us, it would be the John Hancock building. That would be their big splash. That would be there. And they'd have a bunch of pieces underneath that would be affected by that buy. And so they got a bunch of rare Jordan cards and Kobe cards and LeBron cards that this will help that. But yeah, so just be careful with that. If you collect that, buy that stuff, be careful. Sounds like a pump to me. And we just happened. Like we just saw a big pump a few years ago. And like, I don't know, but not for me. I don't get it. It should be a 52 mantle, I guess. Or
yeah, I think that
or whatever.
That's the part that bugs me, I guess, a little bit too. And I'm not trying to sound like, get off my lawn, but it's like, I think that there's a difference between actual scarcity and manufactured scarcity, right? I mean, it's like, they're
not the same thing at all.
Yeah. Somebody came up with the idea to make this card that, however many years ago of get these two guys on a card with the patches and whatever, do this. It's way different than the T206 Wagner, where there's like 50 or 60 known copies, and who knows, there was probably more, there weren't that many to begin with, but then who knows how many got thrown out through the years, or paper drives in World War II.
Let me ask you a question.
You know what I mean? So
let me ask you a question. If they make a card with Kobe and Michael, and I'm sure they have more logo men some lying around somewhere, right? And let's say you make another dual card and you put Jordan's autograph on one, and then you put a sticker of Kobe's on two, because they still got those around. All right, how many of those can they make? A bunch, I would imagine.
I think so.
Now, a sticker auto of Kobe doesn't mean the same thing. They weren't printed at the same time. They weren't both holding the card, but it devalues your card.
Exactly.
Because it gives you an option. And if they can print an option, you got a problem.
Right.
You know what they're not printing any more of?
No, I'm not making any more of that.
Okay, so that's the problem. So yeah, again, who are the other bidders? Who thought it was worth, 12.4, but was, not 12.7? Like, who's like, that's too much. How did it just get to that number? Yeah, all nonsense.
Yeah.
Much like most of the interwebs.
Well, so let's get into some card show nonsense then. So you saw this, you probably saw this story. Everyone's probably seen it. And since Matt, sets up at shows, I wanted to make sure we talked about this and got his opinion. First, I'll show people have seen this. There's a guy in Florida who runs a show. If you haven't read this, you can pause this and watch it, and read it. But basically, this guy's saying, if customers come into my show and they sell to other customers, you're stealing. You're a piece of crap. I caught two guys buying and selling cards in the bathroom. The inmates do not run the prison. I do. I will protect my dealers no matter what, whatever. So that was the first thing. And then there was another image from the next show after that. And I want to make sure that we properly credit Mike, Junk Wax Hero here, which not every channel that showed this picture did, including one of the biggest channels on YouTube. You know who you are if you watch this show. And the person, they do not watch the show, so I don't care. In today's, Mike,
you're leaving me out of this one, but go ahead.
We'll talk later. Any customer caught trying whatever sell cards, buy cards, or make deals with cards, other customers will be thrown out, whatever. And then I wanted to show one last part of this, which was from this was a tweet that Mike had shared, that Mike Junk Wax Hero had shared, of somebody who just talking about like kind of who we're dealing with here. I posted the original pic on my IG story and got this response. I got permission from the IG account to post this. I go to the show. I've set up at the show. The promoter's a clown. Half his vendors are clowns. If you like 1980 to 85 Topps based baseball, this show's for you. Stop setting up a year ago, whatever, all that stuff. So I was curious about your thought on all of this. Just
well, that's interesting. That little snippet. I'm glad you gave me that. It gives me a little more info, right? So
yeah.
So the dealer, the showrunner's a wacko and he stinks, right?
Yeah.
The dealers probably wackos and they stink if they're selling junk wax. So it's probably a highly populated area. A bunch of people go as a meeting spot. But I'm sure they're paying their entrance to go in, right? And so they're just meeting up and doing like a trade thing there. And like, hey, buddy, if you got better product, I'll buy your stuff. So get better dealers or get better product or do something better. But I mean, that's part of the hobby. Trading with other people's hobby. We just, on our last episode, we talked about it, like more than okay, beyond okay, encouraged.
What? So why do you just think this guy is just unstable and that's why he has a problem with this? Like, do you think that there's any legitimacy to this idea that if you pay for a table at a show, you should be the only ones allowed to buy and sell at the show? Do you think there's any legitimacy to that idea?
No, I'm buying the table. I'm the only one that gets the table.
Yeah.
Nobody else gets any furniture. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
Unless you sell commons, then you can sit down and look through the commons. Yeah. But yeah, no, table. I'm paying for the table space. I'm not paying for just walking space.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a bad? I don't understand. Like,
I'm just like trying to come at it. I'm trying to come at it from this guy's standpoint about why.
Yeah, I know. I don't think there's much to talk about here. The guy's a moron, and nobody should go to his show anymore. Somebody should open up a show across the street, find out what he charges, charge $5 less, or whatever for the dealers or whatever. Get better dealers. There's obviously a hunger for a show there. It seems like they got crap. So yeah, I don't know. The guy stinks. His opinion stinks.
Imagine like the National if they had tried to police something like this. Like it's impossible. And look, this guy's talking
society today. Maybe that would work in the 80s or the 90s. I really don't know, but it doesn't work today.
This guy's talking about his security needing to be like, my security will be on top of this and they'll watch and make sure that this isn't happening. You're taking, in my opinion, in that regard, you're taking away from what the real reason why the security should be there, which is to keep people from stealing shit from the dealers, which is a huge problem at shows, and especially big shows. We saw this at Theo did a video at the National about a 51 Bowman mantle getting stolen and an 86 Jordan getting stolen. Those were the only ones those are just some that we heard about. There was probably other theft that happened at the show too. So you're taking that resource of your show security and like trying to pick on customers who are just there to do business and taking them potentially away from the real assholes who are the ones that steal at shows. That's unfortunate to me.
I'll tell you what I want. I need some footage of this next show that they have. Like, I need to know how busy this show is. I need to know what the inventory is. I'd love to know what this guy looks like. I'd like to know what the security looks like at this card show. So, like, we have security at our card shows.
Yeah.
They're nice guys. But they don't security. Like, they're just there. You know what I mean? Like, they're just keeping a watchful eye nicely. But, like, this guy's very rude and very strange. And, like, it shouldn't even be a topic. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're trading cards. Shouldn't we trade the cards with other people that collect the cards? I don't know. This seems like open and shut case. Guy's a moron, but I need some footage of that room. I need it.
Yeah. We need to see how
that room more. I would imagine it can't be some great show.
No, it sounds like it's just some small local show that's probably, like I said, it's the vintage is 70 to 85 Topps based, and it's probably all shiny stuff otherwise. Probably a lot of Pokemon and whatever. So not really our place anyway.
At that show.
Yeah, let's see it. Well, that was kind of most of the list, other than the upcoming shows and stuff. I don't know if was there anything that's been grinding your gears lately. Any rants? Anything that you've seen at a show recently that
there was something I wanted to bring up that's in the hobby news, but now I forget what it is. I guess maybe just that big card sale.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't have a show. I didn't have a show this past weekend.
Yeah.
I have a show coming up the 21st in Dedham, and then the 27th in Woburn at the Flippin Show.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing this week. Stinks.
Yeah, and then you didn't have any. You didn't have anything this past weekend either, right?
No, it was the Emerald Mall show. I went and checked it out. I picked up a few things. You guys.
Oh, okay. You did end up going. Yeah.
I picked up stuff at the last couple of shows that I did, but that's put away in inventory. I didn't have any PC pickups out of there, but yeah.
Yeah, the mall shows are cool because they're free, and it's also probably the most like traffic that gets into some of these malls during the course of the year. At this point, it's
we were kids. Emerald Square Mall was the place to be. Everybody hung out there. The place is a ghost town now. The busiest day of the month is when he has the card show.
Yeah. So we're talking about it just for folks that don't know. It's in Attleboro and North Attleboro. I don't know which town it's in. It's a town in southern Mass. It's kind of right over the border from Rhode Island. And yeah, it's and I know like Theo and other guys have done videos from mall shows and stuff like that. And yeah, does feel like it's the most active that it gets to be. It's just I would have gone, but it's a little bit of a haul for me from where I live. But I know it's close for you.
This is I picked this up there.
Nice.
I mean, how do you beat that?
Yeah. So I got Philly show, not this weekend, but the weekend after. So really looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing. I know quite a few of the YouTube guys should be there, the East Coast guys. And you've set up there in the past. I'm looking forward to it because a lot of guys say like, it's for having set up at both shows, but having been to both shows, how would you compare Philly to show to like Shriners, for example?
Very similar. Yeah. Philly's bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the same guys. I don't know. Yeah. It's a good show. Great show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been?
I have never been. Yeah, I was supposed to go last year. We're supposed to go last September, but I was sick, so I couldn't go.
I would say it's just a small version of the National. The vintage part of the National. It's mostly vintage. It's good stuff. Just smaller. A lot of the same dealers. It's a good show. I wish I was going.
Well, you got a show that weekend, right? So.
Keep your eye out for some speakers and lageways and such.
Absolutely. I always do. All right, man. Well, that's kind of all I got.
I tell you what, this feels like a real underwhelming episode. But I just think we set such a high bar.
Supposed to let the viewers decide. Oh man,
I just the air's out of my sails right now. I'll tell you, I need somebody to make some stupid comments, and I don't know. I got to do something. We need some more spice in this.
Yeah, enough. The dealers. I guess the dealers are people you've dealt with at the last few shows they've been too nice or too respectful, and you don't have anything to complain.
Don't
about.
worry, that's not common, so it won't last. Yeah, no. And it's tough to get deals now. The more people know me, the tougher to get deals because, guys, dealers are gonna deal. So.
Oh, that's interesting. So you think now that you go up to dealers at shows and stuff like that, and you want to buy something, they know you, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to give this guy a deal.
Oh yeah. It's not even a question, buddy. Not even a question.
Well, this is the last episode.
Well,
of the
you got to remember, most people in life are gonna say to you, well, I don't want you to make money. I want to make money. I get it, but you sell me the card where you make money, and then I can try to make money. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I understand it's a numbers game, but don't do it just because I'm going to resell. If it makes business sense, make a business move. I sell to repackers. I sell to other dealers all the time. I sell to kids who I know are going to buy 2 cards from me, PC one, and sell the other one to help fund that PC card. Cool.
Yeah.
That works for me. I don't care.
Do you think? Well, you mentioned the repacker thing, and we did talk about this a little bit last week.
That was awesome. This was like a bonus episode. Go.
Okay, yeah, we're talking after we were supposed to finish. So you said you sell to guys that come up to the local, I assume local guys that are repackers.
100%.
How does that business I feel like there's huge repackers, like Jeff Wilson just got back in the repack business, and there's Arena Club and all that other stuff. How does some local local.
I think some of them.
Local
I think they
repack.
sell. I think they make connections to other
Yeah.
bigger repackers and sell them. I think some of the guys that buy from me also do TikTok sales. So yeah.
And they're buying vintage stuff from you for the repacks?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
because
I'm trying to move this card because I'm not going to see one of these repack kids for 2 weeks. And if this guy pulls a hamstring, Jackson King for a week. But yeah, no. So yeah, I'll blow out the modern to him. Any modern that comes in goes out to the repackers. The vintage, you know, they gotta pay relatively strong. I'm not gonna give away the vintage, but I'll give them a good deal. Whatever. They come every week, every month. I don't care. I'll give you a good deal. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna blow it out 70%, but like I'll give you a good deal. Anybody can buy from me at a good deal.
Anybody can buy from at a good deal. I can attest to that for sure.
If it works. If the numbers work.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think now this is actually going to be the end. So we'll I'll link below to Matt's Instagram and Twitter. Reach out to him on those platforms if you're interested in that card, or I guess any of those cards. I know there's you had I had seen you post some stuff in the Twitter vintage thread for the first time in a while last week. I don't know if you're able to move anything from that.
Yeah, what did I post? Oh, I just posted after we have 5 big cards. Yeah. Just to wet my beak because I didn't have any shows coming. I was like, I'll throw these out there, whatever, see what's going on.
Any luck? Did you sell any of those? No. Okay. Well, maybe better luck this week. The cards still move in that thread for sure. It's pretty active,
for sure. I don't think guys post as much as they used to. I think guys used to do a little bit more flipping than they used to in that street and I think guys sell more on the Facebook groups. Yeah. I don't do the Facebook, but yeah.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Good luck with those. We'll catch up probably after I come back from Philly. But we'll do.
I hope you text me Saturday morning in Philly, like, dude, I got this lingerie. It's a great deal.
I will.
T205 Addy Joss, low grade.
I know what's on your list.
This is for everyone else. Low grade.
Yeah, this is for everybody else.
Fair market price. I'm willing to pay a fair market price. Unfortunately, there's not a vintage dealer in this last time I was in Philly or the National that will sell me a Joss at fair market price.
That's a challenge. Sell them
it's unbelievable. You can't buy a card at fair market price. When it's rare, it's tough. What are you gonna do?
Top of the market. What can you do? All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I completely forgot to mention this, and I'm not going to say who we're going to be going on, but next week Matt and I are going on another channel.
Are we recording that Monday?
We're recording it next Monday night. It has not been announced, so I'm not going to step on. Yeah, I don't want to step on who it's going to be, but we got
real exciting draw for them. I'm sure they're very excited.
They're rethinking it after
our viewers.
They're rethinking it after this episode. No, we're gonna go on another channel, and I'm excited about it, and it's 2 great guys, and they asked to go on, so we're gonna record it next Monday. I don't know when they're gonna be posting it, but that'll probably be the next time you see us, and then
you're gonna know me. Do I need cards for that? Like, do I need a presentation?
We'll talk. Let's talk about it later.
All right. Are you doing like a PowerPoint for this? I don't do PowerPoint.
I don't think so. No.
All right.
Not me. I think we're just supposed to go there and be.
I can tell you, I'm just gonna go there and be. But yeah.
Yeah, just go there and talk. So anyway, all right, that's it. We're done.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time on the Hit List. Take care.